Hey guys, Chris M here from the School of Struggle. I've wanted to do a podcast on this for a little while, and I think I'm going to start doing something called the Golden Nugget Edition. So it's just going to be a much shorter podcast, basically focused on one specific topic each time, just to provide as much value in a much quicker, shorter way as possible. Today's podcast is going to be based around focus, and what you focus on is what you become. This is one of the biggest things. I've had a lot of people that have that are very close and dear to me, and some stuff myself as well lately, where people have come to me with issues, and they've always come back to the point that everything they were thinking about is what they were becoming, or this is what I identified for them anyway. So if you're going through a hard time, much like some of these people were, a lot of the people focusing on the negative, or almost like the woe is me, the part where anything that was happening, and this is quite natural for anyone, so don't be put off by this if this is you as well. If something bad is happening to you, the mind automatically, if you haven't trained it otherwise, will start gravitating towards the negative point of it as well. Now, what happens when you do this is through the law of attraction, your body will start automatically gravitating towards the negative standpoint of that too. Now, the longer you do this, essentially, the worse your thought process will become until you actually start putting yourself into a better mind state again. So I've had a few people that have had some business issues or some relationship issues, some staffing issues, and a few other bits and pieces as well. And the common denominator that I found within all of them was their perspective and focus was on the negative part as opposed to the positive part. Now, the difference between someone who focuses on the negative and between a winner and quote unquote a loser. Now, I don't like using the term loser because no one's a loser. They're just someone who haven't educated themselves enough on how to get to the next level yet. But the difference between someone who an uneducated person versus a winner is the winner, regardless of the situation, will always go out of the way to try and find the positive in it, whether it's a lesson they learned from it, whether it's the actual positive outcome that it can have on someone's life, even though something essentially quote-unquote negative has happened. It's all about the focus that you put into the situation that actually makes the situation what it is later on. Now, if you were to use a situation and think about the positive, regardless of whether it's negative or not, and think about the lesson that may have been learned, or think about how it can actually benefit you later on in life, you will start gravitating towards the lesson that you learned, and you can use it later on to make sure that you never either make that mistake again, or that if it does come up, because just like in the business world, mistakes come up very, very, very frequently, or negative situations come up very frequently, but you learn how to deal with them a lot better because you've actually put that focus into learning and actually making sure that it is a positive outcome the next time too. Now, how this can help in so many different other places as well is in relationships. If something doesn't go right and you aren't working on your relationship, most people can automatically find something that definitely becomes negative. And if you focus on that, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And you start manifesting situations that start putting you in a worse mindset than you initially should have even been in, because you start making up scenarios. You start putting together connotations in your head that will start making it worse and worse for you. And this is obviously not what you want to do. If you start focusing on the positive that a situation can actually that can bring to you, and if it's with your partner, bring up the situation, but look at the positive within it, whether it's a lesson learned or whatever it may be, to help you guys get stronger, and work on that so that the next time it comes up, you guys are in an easier position to deal with it. It will make your relationship stronger, and you'll actually become a better working unit once you guys are constantly working on that relationship as well. Same within business. If you have issues with your staff and issues come up, many people who don't have the most positive mindset can automatically go to that stage where they will find the problem within every solution. Now, the issue with this is that's not the right sort of mindset you want to be in if you're going to become a leader or anyone that has the right mindset to be in a position where people can learn off you as well. Now, if you can find the lesson in every problem, that's what will make you a better leader, and your focus is what can actually help you do that too. So if your goal is to help make other staff better, or if to make sure that the relationship you're in is a better relationship, or any other issue that might pop up in your life, whether it's with your family, friends, as I said, relationship or business, if you can point your focus onto the positive and how whatever quote-unquote situation has positively affected your life, whether it's a lesson learnt or an actual win within itself, that is what will change you from the player to the winner straight away. And I think that's the only thing I wanted to get across today. The first golden nugget that I wanted to get across to you guys was making sure that your focus is on the positive, that and being grateful for every lesson that you learn at the same time too. One of my favorite quotes is either you win or you learn. Now, I win every day because even if something goes wrong, I've learned from that because I've learned how to learn from that. It's just identifying the lesson that comes from it. Sometimes it's a little harder than others, but it is a beautiful thing once you can actually identify that too. So please, make sure that if anything comes up, always look for the lesson in it. So that way that you're always going to be learning and actually become a better version of yourself at the same time too. Thank you for listening to the first Golden Nugget, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have an amazing day.